Hello there, my Taurus collective. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Oh my goodness, getting into your energy, you're giving like Canadian moose vibes. Um, do be mindful of something. I don't know if you're the moose energy, but definitely, and it's a moose. It's a moose vibe. So this is going to be very significant. The Chariot reverse there with the Five of Pentacles. I don't know. If you ain't got insurance, pay attention to that, especially if you're around moose. And that feels geographically when it comes to, you're pulling a Canadian moose vibe, which is weird. Take what's yours and leave what the fuck isn't. Two of Swords, Eight of Pentacles in reverse, the Three of Wands in reverse, the Eight of Wands in the upright. There with that King of Swords. It's kind of like a bad news vibe with you. King of Swords, the Five of Wands in reverse, the Six of Wands in reverse, the Seven of Wands in reverse. There with the Nine of Cups. I don't know, if you're cross-watching for a Taurus, give them space, because they're coming up against an obstacle that's far bigger than they anticipated. Hi, sweet Jesus, those of you, really pay attention if you're traveling somewhere where there's moose. And it feels like moose energy. Not like a deer vibe. This is given like a moose. That's why it's a pretty large obstacle. It's a pretty large obstacle. And it creates a... Those of you, if you're cross-watching for a Taurus and they tend to have more of a cavalier type of a vibe, give them plenty of space. Because it's not like a bull in a china shop. This is literally giving a moose in a china shop type vibe. Those of you with the work situation, the Knight of Cups, the King of Cups, the Five of Cups, there with the Nine of Pentacles. Expect some obstacles, and it's literally the moose in the china shop type vibe. Oh. This is literally a bad luck vibe. Why is it a moose energy with you, though? Because it's definitely more of a moose vibe than anything else. So the moose is of significance. Because it's a hell of a lot bigger than a deer. A deer or a buck. Some of you from a work situation. Look, pay heed to the signs. Pay heed to the signs. Those of you in moose country. I don't know much about moose, but isn't it more northern? So, and it's pulling Canadian vibes, oddly enough. There's the Virgo. There's the Two of Pentacles. There's the Three of Pentacles in reverse. And there's the Eight of Cups. Is there a sports team? Those of you, if you're dating a Taurus or there's a Taurus that's interested in you, I don't know. Maybe avoid that relationship, partnership, or that situationship. Look, if you're doing business with somebody and you're dealing with... Because the energy here is the moose in the china shop. Where normally the bull energy would work for you, but this is a Taurus that's way too dominant, and they're very messy or clumsy, or a work situation isn't working out. The one that's Zen as fuck avoids this vibe. The Nine of Cups, there's the Knight of Swords in reverse, there's the Seven of Cups in reverse, and there's the Page of Pentacles. That's a bad investment, or that's going to be... something isn't working out. Something isn't working out. There's something with broken glasses, broken china, when it comes to this, which is very fucking weird. It's very weird. Those of you with an emotional attachment when it comes to that Taurus in particular, damn, they are messy as fuck. They are messy as fuck. I don't know why it's given moose vibes, but it's particular to moose energy. But it's literally because they are bigger than a deer. Bigger than a deer, bigger than a doe, bigger than a buck. Work, love, life vibes on this. If you're dealing with the Taurus, they're a tad bit more cavalier. Cavalier is significance on this as well. So, maybe it's like a fucking sports reference. Honestly, I don't know. That's the oddity on this. Take what's yours and leave what the fuck isn't. I don't know if you're dealing with the Taurus. This doesn't even give them a bunch of space. Mindful if you're... don't trust them with anything fragile. And some of you really be mindful of that emotional connection because they're not going to be so gentle. Don't get out your best china. So, I don't know. Maybe on that date, stick with like paper plates or some shit like that. The Aquarius in reverse. Something isn't working out, but it's not supposed to. There's something with the Cavalier vibes on this, like literally. 8 of Swords in reverse, 10 of Swords in reverse, the Tower in reverse, the Lovers in reverse. Like literally don't trust them with your best china, or some of you don't be mindful of that emotional connection because they're not going to be so gentle. It's a very Cavalier approach. It's a very Cavalier approach. There's Aries, there's Sagittarius, there's the Queen of Swords, and there's the Ten of Cups. Oh, you're kind of getting that Rihanna song. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. Oh, if you're dating this person, sweet Jesus. If you're dating this person, sweet Jesus. I don't know. Don't trust them with your good china. Literally. I mean, this says you need plastic plates, plastic cups, plastic cutlery. Why the moose vibes? The particulars on that is the moose energy. So, because it's not a bull in the china shop, it's a moose in the china shop. Literally or metaphorically, especially if you're somewhere where you have to contend with moose. That feels geographically, that feels like a geographical vibe. If it's a metaphor, sweet Jesus. Because what? Ain't moose bigger than bulls? That could be a sports reference as well. Moose or cavalier. The Hangman vibe, Libra with the Ten of Wands. Oh, avoid the contract. Avoid the contract. Avoid that contract. Ten of Pentacles, the Four of Cups in reverse, the Queen. Don't trust them with anything that's important. Don't trust them with anything that's important. The Emperor in reverse, the Page of Cups, the Ace of Wands in reverse, the Queen of Wands in reverse, the Fool in reverse, Four of Pentacles in reverse, King of Pentacles in reverse. Look, aren't there places that tell you not to travel at night because of the moose? Pay heed to that. Or those of you, if you're dealing with a Taurus, there's a mindfulness here. The Sun and the Hierophant. Look, I don't know how much of this is metaphorical or how much of this is literally mindful of the moose. And you're getting Canadian moose vibes. But I'll take what's yours and leave what the fuck isn't. And what the Cavalier vibe. The Cavalier vibe. But I feel like that's a sports team. Literally paper plates and plastic cups and plastic cutlery. Because it is the moose in the china shop. But I think moose are bigger than bulls, right? So, Lord have mercy. It's an oddity. But it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. Those of you literally, if there's like travel restrictions to be mindful of. Because I think in some places they tell you that, not to travel at night because you're not going to see the moose. So, take what's yours and leave what the fuck is. Six of Pentacles. Mindful of the emotional vibes here. I don't know if you're cross-watching for a Taurus or those of you dating a Taurus, but they are like a moose in a china shop. So, sweet Jesus. Don't trust them with anything that's precious or breakable. And you're getting that Rihanna song, and if you know what the fuck it is, you know what the fuck it is. So... there's the Wheel of Fortune. Some of you, you're getting a weird work vibe. If you're in finance and they say it's like a bull market, I feel like this is going to be like a moose market. I don't know what the fuck it is with the moose. The moose is of significance. But I felt, isn't the moose like bigger than the bull? Isn't the moose, I know the moose is bigger than a deer or a doe or a buck. But damn. Give your Taurus plenty of space and plastic cutlery. I don't know if this is an emotional connection. They're definitely not a very... I'm not going to pay attention to the fragility of the situation. So don't let them break your heart type of a vibe. Those of you literally pay attention to the travel restrictions, especially if that's something. I think I've seen that in Australian TV shows where they won't let them travel at night because of you're not paying attention to that. But like literally if you're traveling, pay heed to the... it's a moose. It's a moose. So take what's yours, leave what the fuck isn't. Yeah, it's all about the moose and the cavaliers. But that could be a sports vibe. I don't know. This is an oddity, Taurus. Take what's yours, leave what the fuck isn't. Give your Taurus plenty of space and really mindful of the emotional connection, because they are definitely, they're not going to pay attention to the fragile vibes. So it's literally a moose in the china shop. So interesting, Taurus. Good luck, God bless. Take what's yours, leave what the fuck isn't. Metaphorical here, and some of you literally mindful of the moose. Canadian moose and cavalier vibes. Good luck, God bless.